Alright, so this is a VOD review for Ultra Cool. He's playing some Ana, King's Road, Gold Rank.
We will complete our mission.
Attack commences in 30 seconds.
I'm okay with that, a little discussion. I'm not really sure, like, whether the Genjis or the soldiers are better at getting off their ults at this rank. With uh, the players I usually play with, though, I generally trust them to get off a better Nano Blade than a Soldier ult because good Reinhardt shield can just completely deny the Soldier ult. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. So yeah. So I do know that Junkrat is used a lot in this rank, and most likely, I'm guessing Symmetra as well. So you might want to be a little bit more careful with your rollout here. So what you can do instead of just running out immediately, you can take like a second or two, let everything roll in, because they're going to be backing up to where their point is. They're not going to stay out there and keep spamming that. So you can just like stand a little bit to the side here for a few seconds. Wait for the Symmetra orb to come by, or you can just stand here and be able to juke it instead of running out straight out right as you start. Also, this allows you to get a bit of healing on your teammates as they're going to inevitably tank these types of things. Um, so you don't have to be rushing out at the start. The fact that you died makes it even worse. Like, instead of having a 2 second or 3 second delay from just sitting there and waiting, now you have a 12 to 15 second delay, 15 to 16 maybe second delay, just based on you dying, and your team is not going to be able to push without you here. So it looks like they're holding really close up to the choke. Um, I would hope that you're using voice chat, because if you aren't, that's a big thing you think you can improve with your game. But what you can tell your Reinhardt to do right here is just get a charge in on their Reinhardt and have your Zarya bubble him, and that should allow you to push in pretty easily because they're holding so far up. Yeah, you guys should be able to even like poke them from spawn basically.
Much better.
Like if you just have somebody a DPS like sit up top here, on the high ground in spawn, you can just shoot down at them without the Reinhardt shield being able to do much. So I mean, you can just sort of talk about these things in voice chat or in text chat, whichever you want. You should have gotten the heal off on that Genji a lot sooner.
Much better.
So you see he's critical health right here. You should have been taking the wide peek, getting the scope shot on him, like right now. Instead, you wait a few seconds to get it off. I don't know if he would have lived because he was stood in a trap and a Junkrat nades were coming for him, but still. You dying in the first few seconds kind of made it so that your team couldn't really break this defense. And now already they have a huge ult advantage over you guys. So it's going to be really hard to break this defensive hold, unless you're Genji or somebody can make plays. Okay. I would definitely advise you to stay on the left here, sort of behind your Reinhardt. Where you're standing right now, they're kind of like they've been spamming the spawn since the start. Um, so I think if you stood over here, you might not be able to get healing off on the people on the right, which I guess you can't really trust your teammates to group up with you and your Reinhardt. Um, but I would prefer that you sort of stay safe with your Reinhardt, um, rather than having to dodge a bunch of the fire strikes and junk nades and Symmetra orbs and stuff over there. And I guess you're going over here quickly. Okay, yeah, that was a good reaction from you. This is my first time watching through it, so I'm just kind of doing this on the fly. I think you're kind of wasting a lot of time here. So this Pharah gets the pick on a Hanzo. Then he makes a really good call to go in. You should be turning around immediately and going straight through main
Go in.
here. There are some turrets, but you guys should be able to go in and take them out pretty easily. Um, as of right now, you're just throwing yourselves in this tiny little choke, this tiny little doorway, and the Junkrat's gonna lob nades up here, Simorbs are gonna come up, Fire Strike is gonna come up.
I'm dead.
You guys really need to just make a dry fight here and bait out all of their ultimates.
Get the Mercy.
Oh gosh. Yeah, this push is already over. You should have not jumped down there.
Changing to Winston for the submitter counter.
That's a good call from that guy to switch to Winston. Good kill on the Symmetra. You need to hit a bit more of your shots there.
Kill him, kill him, kill him. Nice.
You seem to be just pocketing your Reinhardt here, which is alright. It's fine. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, that's an alright reaction. That's an alright reaction. I just would have preferred. So you missed your shots on Pharaoh, which shouldn't. You should be able to land those shots pretty easily. But you weren't really. Once you were scoped in, you didn't. I don't know if you necessarily reacted to it, or noticed it and then didn't react to it, or if you just didn't notice it at all. But you need to be able to react to that Zarya hitting you, and you should be able to notice that you're getting hit by the visual indicators, and also the sound of the Zarya thing hitting you. And you would have had a lot more health to contend with if you had reacted a little bit faster and just immediately thrown the grenade on the ground. It is good though that you got the grenade on both you and Zarya. That helps your Reinhardt finisher off a lot quicker. I don't know if I super agree with the nano boost here. It feels like your Reinhardt would have been able to protect you without being big and blue and scary, especially since you land the sleep here. I think he would have taken probably one or two more swings to kill her if he wasn't nano boosted. And so that means you could have saved the nano boost, I think, for a critical push here, which you guys are taking out a lot of people, so you probably could have saved it for a different fight anyways, in Streets phase. But other than that, that was pretty good heads up play from yourself, keeping yourself alive. Ooh, you need to. Okay, that's fine.
I don't think they have a teleporter. Killer, killer.
Alright. Okay, never mind.
I took the Riptide.
Okay, so you guys just take that bait amazingly. So you notice the Reinhardt's just here swinging around at everything, getting a bunch of damage. So it should be pretty clear that he's going for the Earth Shatter, and your Reinhardt currently does not have his shield up. You and Zen were both in the same exact place when the Junkrat sound came out, I believe.
Killer, killer.
So you and Zen are back here. Fire in the hole, you're standing right next to Zen. That's really, really bad. Generally, when you position, obviously Zen and Ana take up the same sort of space when they're trying to position, sort of in the back, so where they can LOS everyone, or have line of sight of everyone. Obviously he goes for the Winston here, but if he decided to go around and take out you guys, this fight would have already been over. And then you kind of need to have the awareness here that the Reinhardt is not shattered yet. He's clearly gotten in a ton of damage through those fire strikes and being able to swing around on point. So you should be a little bit more wary of this Earth Shatter coming out, especially since your Reinhardt seems to want to like go in and try and swing him to death or whatever, since he has a Discord orb on him. So you should be able to recognize that this is the easiest shatter of his life.
Don't die.
I haven't enough.
That Junkrat should have been kept alive probably, but that would have been hard to achieve. That Pharah does a good job with that ult though. Okay. Why is the quality? I guess it's just normal recording.
My ultimate is charging.
Okay, so I like that you called out that your ultimate was charging. You could definitely afford to do that a lot more though. If you just call that out regularly, it's a insane habit I have because it's bound to Z to me. For me, every 10 or 20 seconds, honestly. I've gotten into the habit of just pressing Z, or if I ever get a lot of ult charge, I just spam Z button like all game. And that way my team has a good idea of when my ult is coming up and when it's gonna be not up for maybe a nano blade or something like that.
Yeah.
It's good that you call out that you want to combo with the Genji.
Wait for the Reinhardt ulti.
Something that I like doing is just calling out we have nano blade and then saying when you want it, tell me and dash up in the air or just tell me. Um, so when you're in comp queue, it's kind of hard to get the perfect coordination off on the nano blade or nano visor or anything nano like that. Because you got a bunch of people just moving around erratically that you kind of have to aim through to get your nano on instead of getting a boosty or something. Uh, so typically I like to tell my Genji to just dash into the air before he pulls out his blade, and then I can just aim up into the sky and press Q on him.
I can go in.
Yeah, and right now it might be a little bit harder. You should be trying to get your ult here. You're at 97, and I think he. Yeah, he's pulling out his blade, and you're 98%. You should have been able to Let's see here. So you're farming ult charge from the Winston, and you just kind of stop.
Go in.
I guess he's getting killed by Zenyatta. I can't really see his health, unfortunately. Alright, he's all the way in. So I would have liked you to see you maybe peek out a little bit more here and try and shoot them. Because doing DPS is on up right now on this patch. Probably not in the future patch. Definitely not in the future patch, probably. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, okay, so shooting and doing DPS is going to get you ult charge really quickly. So this is a chance where your monkey was or your Winston was distracting them a lot, so you could have probably farmed a little bit of ult charge off of just shooting the Ryan when he dropped his shield or shooting the Zarya or something, I don't know. Just one shot I think would have gotten you your ult, and that way you would have had it when the Genji ult came up.
Great.
Okay. I don't know what happened in this fight. I guess you didn't get the blade off, the nano blade off, so he died to Hanzo ult. You just seem to like be emptying your shots into Reinhardt for some reason, even though he's completely full health. I'm not exactly sure why. Yeah, you're just blowing shots into Reinhardt without being able to actually take the peek on the Genji and keep him alive during that Hanzo ult. This is something that I notice a lot of low ranked players do, is they just keep shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting. Reload, shooting, 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 shooting. They never really just take into account that they have limited amount of bullets in each clip, and so when you're reloading, it might be a vital time that you could be healing otherwise. So just heal if they need healing, not if you're just trying to land shots on Reinhardt for some reason. And this is a habit that a lot of lower ranked players have, from my experience,
Great.
and higher ranked players, in fact. So you just landed 2 shots on Zen for some reason. You might have been trying to hit Genji, I don't know. Or Zarya. Yeah, you were trying to hit Zarya. And right here, you should have been probably peeking up a little bit to keep Winston or telling him to get back or something. Once that Genji died, you guys had lost the fight. Although you might have forced out the Mercy Res and the Graviton, so now they used a ton of ults. I don't really know why he Zen ulted, because the fight was already lost. That Hanzo just killed 2 people.
You didn't see me ulti or something, I don't know.
Into the iris.
My team
Okay,
These
okay.
fights are a lot more spread out.
Focus Mercy first, just so you know.
That makes sense.
You look tired.
Okay, finish the kill on that.
Ultimate is
You might have been able to save your Ryan there, but that's kind of retires a hard target to hit. They shouldn't be. I don't know why they aren't actually contesting the cart here. This is very, very weird. You should have been able to save that Pharah. Yeah, if you weren't unloading shots. So let's take this as an example. So right now, 2 or 3 shots into the Reinhardt
Get back in the fight.
needlessly. You missed 2 shots. You hit one on the Zen who's full health, and then you miss on the Pharah. Now you have 2 shots. Your Zarya's critical health, and your Pharah is about to die. Your Zarya dies. You hit a shot on whoever that is, Soldier, when he's full health, or you're trying to hit the Rhine, who was gonna die anyways. Now you've got 0 shots left, and your Pharah is about to die. And there's nothing. Well, and then your Pharah's on critical health. That's all right. You would have been able. Now, I'm not sure why you reload here, because then your Pharah immediately dies. So just be like more careful about when you're shooting, what you're shooting, and when you're reloading, because your shots are vital. Anna's shots are like the accuracy. So accuracy for like a soldier or McCree just means maybe you could have gotten more DPS off, maybe you could have gotten more kills, but as long as everything you're shooting is healing, accuracy on Ana means that you're saving, saving a teammate's life and potentially saving a push or saving an entire game just based off of one hit or missed shot. And the fact that you're just unloading shots into full health targets means that there are situations where you wouldn't even be able to shoot, let alone miss or hit, because you're sitting there reloading after you'd emptied 5 shots into the full health Reinhardt.
You're covered.
So that's just also another example of why some stats don't really matter. Like, sure, you can have really high accuracy, but does it really matter if every single one of your shots is into the full health Reinhardt? Um, so like that, just be more mindful of who you're shooting and when. This is a huge problem. Like I'm talking about this a lot because it's a huge problem I see with a lot of Anas. From like silver to high masters. You should have been shooting that Winston too there. That's a lot more valuable. So Anna does a lot of DPS, at least right now. So you should be able to help out your team here and dispose of this Winston earlier. I don't know why you're deciding to heal anyone in this situation. There's a healing thing down. It's a Winston that has a Discord orb on him. Please shoot the Winston. Like, clearly he's gonna die here anyways. But if you'd shot him, it would have died a little bit quicker.
I ult enough.
It would have been a lot nicer for your team. And he could have gotten going a lot quicker. That's just a little bit nitpicky, but again, it's something I'm noticing a lot in your play where you're not really deciding to do DPS a lot, which is something that is really critical for Anas. The anti-heal is one of the best abilities in the game, and you can get a whole lot of damage off just with one or two good shots on a DPS.